I'm Dr. Christian Jessen. For some time now, I've been very aware that the cannabis and CBD market is a rapidly expanding one, and it's one that I and my patients want to know more about. So I've been invited here by British Cannabis, the largest UK manufacturer of consumer CBD products. What I'd like to do today is explore the range of different products available and look specifically at CBD products. How can you choose the right product to meet your particular needs and requirement? There are many different administration methods or ways in which you can take CBD. I'm going to have a look at some of them now. There are the oils. This is a sublingual oil. Using a small dropper, you pop it under your tongue, hold it there, and you absorb the CBD that way. It's a very quick and efficient way of taking CBD. Similarly, there are capsules which are swallowed, and these are also a convenient and quick way of taking the product. Dermal patches offer a targeted, localized way of administering CBD. Simply stick them on the skin and they release the product slowly over about 24 hours. Creams as well, a sort of cosmetic version applied locally onto the skin. One of my favorite ones called Gummies. These are a sweetened flavored version, an oral version of the product. And finally, there are e-liquids, which are inhaled via a vaporizer. So I want to go and find out a little bit more about each one of those. So Steve, you're going to walk me through the warehouse and introduce me to some of the products that you do.
Absolutely, Christian. We're here at British Cannabis's UK dispatch and warehouse facility. We ship a lot of product out of here. We've shipped up to 1 million of these units over the last few years, and we do quite a range of formats. So I think it pays just to have a quick focus on each one of them. Why that's good for people is that you'll be able to determine exactly what strength of CBD product you should be taking. So you're not buying too much, you're not buying too little in terms of the strength of the CBD, to make sure that your administration format or just the way that you're taking it is bought for the right reasons at the right times. Because that will help in the end bioavailability.
Which is how much of the active ingredient your body is getting that it can use.
Absolutely. So in essence, taking one product in one way could either hamper or optimize the amount of CBD you finally end up actually having.
So it is, I'm already feeling slightly baffled standing in front of this. How does a consumer sort of start to choose which product they should try?
CBD oils are the perfect place to start because they make up over 75% of all CBD products sold.
What we generally tend to recommend people do when they start their CBD journey, and in fact the most popular way most people come into the CBD category to start with, is via a CBD oil. This is a very typical one. It is a fairly high strength of 1,000 milligram per bottle. This particular one is administered via a pipette, which happens to be a graduated pipette. So what people need to look out for if CBD oil is the first step on their journey is to very carefully check the CBD strengths, the dosing recommendations. Generally, the advice is for the average person to not exceed 70 milligrams of CBD per day. So our very strongest products will get you right up to that 70 milligram per day limit in only a quick dose, whereas our weaker products, you'd have to take several doses to get to that.
Right.
In general, we say start low and build up gradually. And that's why an ingestible product like a sublingual CBD oil is so useful. Generally then, so depending on what strength of CBD is stated per dose, a graduated pipette as opposed to a blank pipette will enable you to get there. In this primary example, half a pipette would be 50 milligrams a day, so pretty strong. A quarter would be 25 milligrams. Have a go yourself if you'd like to.
Sure. I'll start on a lower dose, shall I?
So yeah, this is a reasonably high strength product, 1,000 milligrams in a bottle. So just under half a pipette will give you anything up to 50 milligrams of CBD. Let's do a little bit less for the sake.
Yep. All right.
Let's take it under the tongue. And so what you're doing there, Christian, is you're letting the oil sit for a good couple of minutes. I mean, as long as you've got the patience for before swallowing it, because you will have capillaries under the tongue, blood vessels essentially, and keeping an oil under the tongue for as long as you can, as long as you've got the patience to manage, will allow it to carry into your bloodstream faster.
Quiet. It's peppery. It's tingly.
That's a worthy thing to note, because if we have a 100% cannabis formula, it means that every single drop of oil has come from a primary ingredient of cannabis sativa L. So as the oil that carries it is all cannabis sativa L or hemp. Every single last milliliter in there is a cannabis formula. So you'll get this wonderful array of plant flavors.
Yeah.
There'll be maybe a very peppery or very vegetal constitution to the taste. And that's because there is, like I said, 100% cannabis into the oil. You can get oils with cheaper carriers than cannabis or hemp ones. You can get isolated CBD in a very generic oil, like an MCT coconut, in an olive oil, etc. But you will be losing out on the primary benefits of having not just CBD, but that lovely phytochemical factory of other things that you get in a cannabis leaf.
How do you find that out? It should be clear on the packaging.
It should be clear on the packaging. We list the terpenes as a primary ingredient. We'll have a talk to you later about all the other good things in products that make it more than just CBD.
Sure.
But 100% cannabis formula we think is very beneficial, and that forms the part of it, any premium CBD oil.
Okay. Right.
By comparison, what you've just tried there, Christian, is a refined oil. So actually, it's golden in color. It's not dissimilar to an olive oil in color. It's gone through a refinement process. Where a raw CBD oil can come is all CBD oils, even today and in the old days, came out like this, dark, thick, purely as it was extracted. There'll be the same amount of CBD in a raw oil as there will be in a refined oil. For the most part, the benefits or the associated benefits will still be there. But with a raw CBD oil, you'll find a lot more of those dark vegetal components of the plant. You'll get a bit more of the chlorophyll, which of course is the green matter that enables photosynthesis in a plant. But you'll get far more dense cannabis nutrients, cannabis phytochemicals.
The idea is that those will have a possible added benefit.
Yeah, so they'll work in people use terms like entourage effects. But anything beyond the cannabinoids and primarily CBD as a cannabinoid itself, all of that other plant goodness, which is in a refined oil, will be there tenfold in a raw oil.
I understand. Why would I choose one over the other?
It's all down to personal preference, Christian, in the end of the day. A refined CBD oil will be a lot smoother in experience. A raw oil, whilst possibly being an acquired taste, has all of that plant goodness, all of those phytochemicals jam-packed in. So it's like having a regular CBD oil, but amplified.
I understand.
So as an alternative, Christian, we've talked about sublingual CBD oils administered via pipette dropper, also with 100% cannabis formulas.
Yeah.
For the budgetary conscious, there are CBD oils that are available that do not necessarily carry a 100% cannabis formula, but they'll have other benefits that really help for consumer convenience. They'll often be flavored, and so you can pick your favorite flavor if there's an alternative to the natural flavors of the pure product. They will be conveniently administered via a spray cap as opposed to a dropper cap. So as an alternative to 100% cannabis formula oils administered via pipette dropper, more budgetary conscious consumers might opt to select an oil that's not necessarily a fully 100% cannabis formula, but contains CBD with added hemp oil and other carriers.
So it gives you a lower dose, or
not necessarily. Doses can be just as high, if not higher. The convenience in going for something which is not 100% cannabis, a premium formula, is purely in affordability. But other innovations include a spray cap instead of a pipette dropper, which can give you a precise dose. Other benefits can include flavoring. So we have natural flavoring in some of these ranges. They might be more palatable to some than the 100% cannabis formulas.
I understand. And this boils down to really a matter of personal preference. You try, see what you like.
Hugely personal preference, your own budgets, your own needs. The strengths will be there in both formats, but a lot of consumers go to 100% cannabis products and others go elsewhere.
I understand. Okay.
So to sum up CBD oils, they're highly bioavailable, which means you'll get a lot of CBD in your system for every dose you take. They don't take long to take effect, and they'll last in your system a reasonably long time. Overall, this highly popular CBD format gets a score of 4 out of 5. Next, let's take a look at the easy on-the-go dosing of CBD oral capsules.
So Christian, after CBD oils, the second most popular way people come into their CBD journey is via a consumable product such as a capsule or a tablet or an ingestible. CBD capsules have the advantage of having a precise dose. They are measured exactly each time. They'll come in generally in a pot or in a pack of blister pack for freshness, like they are here.
And what's in these? I mean, it looks kind of like crushed up leaf.
Essentially, you're right. There is decarboxylated hemp or cannabis sativa L in those. So that's Real plant matter.
What's the decarboxylated bit?
That's real plant matter. Decarboxylation is essentially just heating. So
Why do you do that?
CBDA is one of the many compounds that are available in the cannabis plant. There has its own precursors. In order to produce CBD, you need to heat CBDA, which is why you've got heated or decarboxylated hemp in these capsules. They're generally swallowed with water like you would do any other capsule or tablet.
Yeah.
As I said, the advantages of this are that they are slow release. They have to be digested through your liver and your organs, and they will be stored. The CBD itself will actually be stored within your fat cells. The arguable disadvantage of that is that there might be less bioavailability than, say, the sublingual oils we just tried. But a lot of our customers enjoy taking a CBD oil in the morning for that fast, high bioavailability, and then pairing it or stacking it with a capsule in order to make sure you have enough CBD in your system round the clock all day long.
One issue we have in medicine is with herbal products, which very often you really have no idea exactly what you're getting, and also, more importantly, how much of that product you're getting. But it seems that there's a lot more science and there's a lot more knowledge behind this. You do actually know.
Yeah, whilst we're not on the market as medicinal products, British Cannabis has always taken our duties as supplement manufacturers and food supplement manufacturers of CBD extremely seriously. So every single one of these capsules, these oils, or other products are stringently and rigorously tested.
This says 300 milligrams on the bottle, and that's what you're getting.
That's what you're getting. We test to make sure that, within a slight degree of tolerance, there is exactly how much CBD that we state on the pack. We make publicly available test results, batch by batch testing, so consumers can look online and find out their test results for every single pack they purchase.
CBD oral capsules have the advantage of being long-lasting, convenient, and at a precise dose every time. However, because they have to be digested, they take a long time to take effect, and their bioavailability is questionable versus other formats. Overall, this format gets just under 3 stars out of 5. Increasing in popularity, CBD gummies are a delicious, convenient way to dose CBD.
Finally, on the ingestible section of the product formats, Christian, is gummies.
Yeah.
Gummies have the opposite benefit of being palatable. They'll often be sweet. They'll be flavored. They can be very enjoyable to eat and chew. But make no mistake about it, these are not confectionery. These are a measured dose of CBD in a food supplement.
So, whilst gummies might be arguably the most delicious form of taking CBD, their bioavailability is lower than other formats. They'll take a while to take effect, but once they're in your system, they'll last a long time. Overall, this tasty format scores an overall 2.7 out of 5. Let's take a look at topically applied CBD products, like creams applied to the skin.
And so, after ingestible products, the next popular way to use CBD is in cosmetics, cannabis cosmetics, topical products with CBD. Topically applied CBD products, such as this rescue cream, target the receptors in your endocannabinoid system that are close to your skin. So whereas the ingestibles and the edible products that we talked about earlier will target receptors in various systems, such as the nervous system, we advise that topical CBD products be used literally skin deep to treat skin conditions. Because when you pair an excellent cosmetic or topical formula like this cream with the power of CBD, I'll give you a primary example. My hands tend to get very dry during the winter, and these kind of formulas do wonders for them. We've actually had all of our formulas clinically tested for the creams that we produce here, and all of the respondents, or the vast majority of the respondents in our clinical trials, responded positively. They had their skin restored, repaired, or soothed.
There's a possibility, I suppose, that people will use this rather than seeking medical advice, but you would always say, check things out with your doctor.
Check things out with your doctor first, consult your GP. That goes for whether you're taking an ingestible or an edible product. And don't treat a topical cosmetic product as a substitute for a CBD oil or a CBD capsule. They'll enter your body in a very different way, and a topical product should be used for skin treatment.
I understand. Okay.
Creams and other topical cosmetics can give an almost immediate delivery of CBD, targeted specifically to particular skin and muscle areas. They don't take too long to take effect and last a moderately long time. Overall, CBD creams and cosmetics score 3.3 out of a possible 5. Next up, target CBD anywhere with award-winning CBD Dermal Patches.
Lastly, in topical products is a patch. A patch can be extremely convenient because you don't have to ingest or eat anything, and you can locally apply to any part of your body. So for example, if a problem area is a neck, a shoulder, a knee, an arm, you're able to
Oh, so they're not, I think of them a bit like nicotine patches, which give you nicotine all over.
Absolutely.
It's not the same thing.
It's a universal systemic delivery like the nicotine patch would, but the stronger the CBD in your patch, the better benefit it will have for that localized area of your body.
So where you stick it is where
you stick is important. Okay. So if the area you're after is your shoulder, that's where it goes. These have been dermatologically tested. Mm-hmm. They have been proven hypoallergenic, so you can safely leave this patch onto your body for at least 24 hours, and we say up to 24 hours.
Okay.
Have an open up it up, and have a quick smell as well. You smell that?
Smell nice, yeah.
Yep. So what we've done here, as well as the pure CBD that's in the patch, we have added natural cannabis terpenes. Terpenes are the elements in plants that give them their flavor, their taste, their smell. And the particular terpenes that can be found in this particular strain of cannabis have been added into the patch for this lovely aromatherapy benefit. So the aromatherapy is there for 24 hours, and the patch can be applied with the CBD onto the local part of your body for up to 24 hours.
Able to be placed anywhere on the body, CBD Dermal Patch is an extremely effective device. Highly bioavailable because they can be left on for 24 hours or more. This long-lasting and flexible CBD administration format scores an impressive 4.3 out of 5. Finally, let's take a look at CBD inhaled via vape liquids.
So last but not least, Christian, a very popular way of people coming into the CBD market is via inhaling, via a e-liquid, which can be used in a vape pen or a vaporizer. Again, a very popular format, and probably because there's little more effective in terms of immediate, instantaneous dosing of CBD into your body. Let's face it, you are inhaling, you are vaping it. The possible downside to that is, depending on the size of your device, how often you go to take a drag on your vaporizer, you can never be exactly sure how much CBD you are dosing at the time. Therefore, we wouldn't really recommend it as your primary source of CBD dosing, but as a partner to an ingestible, like an oil or a capsule, it can be a secondary way of taking CBD.
It's a very quick and efficient delivery system, isn't it? There's lots of research coming out all the time. And you guys keep your eye on that. I mean, you do your own research.
We do all the time. And whilst we don't focus on vaporizing as a primary format, the high bioavailability and the instantaneous dosing cannot be ignored. We make sure, like all of our other products, that we test these for exactly the right amount of CBD and for all the other purity tests and quality tests that you need.
Inhaling or vaporizing CBD via e-liquids gives moderate bioavailability and takes effect very quickly, whilst being relatively short-lived. Overall, CBD vape liquids score 3 out of a possible 5. Across the various ways of taking CBD, consider bioavailability, how much CBD you'll be getting in your system. Consider how long your CBD product will take effect in, and for how long it will last. Balancing these 3 factors help you in your decision what CBD product is best for you.